Welcome. Good morning, all. Cody here, dealing with the management group. Source it for another property. Looks like everything's here. Don't have anybody here to help me with this morning, but all right. So today we are going down different side of the highway, heading to Pulaski, Virginia. We bought a property out here. It's almost been 2 years ago now. Was completely abandoned. It had 8 apartment units and then a single family house. And first phase is already done. We finished that last year and basically renovated 4 of the units, which was a separate building. Came back and got those all leased out, and then moved on to phase 2 it was last year at this point. And ran into some pretty big issues with the contractor on this one. Not that the property had any issues, but it was more of the actual GC that we hired to do the job. So that's been above and beyond like the biggest learning lesson that I've had on one of these so far. And he started this, he was supposed to be done a year ago at this point. So we're going back out today. There's definitely some question marks. He's like 90-ish% done. And walked it last week. It was supposed to be the final walkthrough. A lot of stuff wasn't finished. Definitely had some question marks on stuff we thought were supposed to be done that hadn't been done yet. So it should be a pretty interesting meeting. But we are pretty close to this one. They're pretty much ready to lease on the inside. Have to get some electric stuff finished out. Have to build a deck to one of the units, and then had some question marks on how they did the gutters and stuff like that. So hopefully this will be a constructive meeting and we can kind of wrap things up, but we'll go check it out. We're about to pull up now. So just to give you a little rundown of the property, this is the whole unit space here. This was the first building that we did. It was a 4-unit. It was in actually worse shape than this building was at start, but we came in, completely gutted it, painted the outside, wrapped it, did all 4 units, got them leased out, and now that one's fully functioning while we've been working on this one. Yeah, so these will, they've got some character to them, if you will. We've got kept the hardwood floors in here. All the trim and stuff stayed the same. We kept most of the walls. There were a lot of, like, if you look in here, you can see we ended up putting shiplap on these walls. The reason we did that was because these exterior walls were all plaster and they were starting to crack and fall apart. And if you've ever worked with plaster before, like, there's no guarantee that you can just patch it and it's gonna stay the same way and not start cracking somewhere else. So we decided just to cover it up. Came back with this, like shiplap siding, painted it. I think it actually turned out pretty good. And then they're finishing up the floors. They've stained these. They're doing the ones upstairs and in the stairway now. But yeah, these turned out pretty good. So nice big bedrooms. The bathrooms are gigantic. They used an old mirror in here. Why would you put an old mirror in a brand new renovation? Like, that's the type of stuff with this contractor that's been like, what are y'all doing? So I'm guessing that they painted that one to restore it and they're gonna install it. There's been a lot of corners cut, if you will. So same thing in here, decent size living room. We had to do the same thing on the exterior walls with the shiplap and in the kitchen. But these kitchens are now nice and modern. We did brand new countertops or cabinets, countertops, got some stainless steel appliances in here. So, this was actually the smallest kitchen out of all of them. So it actually turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the size, still functionable. We installed dishwashers, which we like to do in like almost every single renovation that we do. Just adds a lot of value. You can charge more for rent, surprisingly, but even if it's a 1-bedroom apartment, we like to put dishwashers in if we can, because it's just a convenience factor at that point. So these had a little bit more rework than the other ones we had. So this was just a very small kitchen at one point. We had to come in and run some new supports going all the way down to the main level, and then ran a new LVL beam across to open this kitchen up. So now you got a pretty big open kitchen space. Somebody can either have a small living room in here, put the TV on the wall there, something like that, or they can use this bedroom as a living room. if they want. But it was like, you could either have this really small kitchen with another really small bedroom, or we could open this kitchen up, give them some more like living space, somewhere to put a dining room table. And then, you know, depending on the living situation, they could turn one of these into a living room, or, you know, just have a smaller living room in that other space. So this bathroom, we're noting we don't have a washer dryer in here yet. I see the hookups, but they don't really have the units installed. This one's missing a mirror. Got tub shower going, towel rack. To make sure everything works while we do these walkthroughs. Always try to make sure the water pressure is running pretty well. Seems decent, it gets hot. The other thing, we had to do this one, you can't really see, but it had HVAC run through it, but the lines were so old in the HVAC that they had like mold and dust and like mildew and all stuff in them. So we replaced the outside units, but then when we started getting into it on the demo, we were like, man, we don't feel good enough just like leaving this old like trunk line and all that stuff here. So ended up pulling out all the HVAC, even the lines that were run under the building and through the walls, and replaced all those. So it should be good, fresh air, brand new HVAC units. So it would be a lot better for the tenants that way, even though it cost us quite a bit more than what we had budgeted, but you gotta do what you gotta do.